What's going on, guys? Mohammed Imam from the Blueprint. Mohammed Imam, obviously in the name. It's Ramadan right now, so you already know your boy is fasting. And that means I'm not coming today with the video I expected to come out with. Ramadan has been leaving me parched, even my lips looking like the Sahara Desert. And boy, it's been a struggle. But I'm also MIVisuals, so you know I gotta bring the visuals. And in today's video, I'm gonna be bringing you guys a bit of a different one. Last week, I said, I think if you can make a collage in a physical format, then you can easily transfer the skills onto Photoshop. And I'll be showing you guys how to do that in my new introduction to Photoshop course. So that means I was expecting to make a Photoshop introduction course episode 1, but I'm gonna have to be making another video today. And the video is gonna be how to make a digital collage. Last week we made a physical collage, and I'm gonna be showing you guys how to translate those skills into a digital collage. Okay guys, so in terms of digital collage, it's pretty much the same thing as physical, but it's a lot easier actually because you've got to find all the assets online. Obviously, billions of assets online, so you can download images, textures, backgrounds, all that stuff, and you don't have to use glue to stick everything down. So I'm going to be showing you guys how to do that on Photoshop today, so just stay tuned. I'm going to move over to the monitor now, and I'll be showing you guys exactly how to make a digital collage. Okay. So, let's open up Photoshop. Look at that, there's a collage straight away there. Some flamingos and some clouds there, that's beautiful. So, right, we're gonna make an album cover kind of thing, so we're gonna hit that, digital collage, keep it 1000 by 1000, why not, we'll just make it square, real quick and easy. And keep it all the default options, and then we'll get cracking. Okay, so with a blank Photoshop screen, usually the most intimidating thing when you start a brand new Photoshop document. But let's get cracking. So first of all, we want some assets. What kind of assets do we want? I don't know. Let's just go on Google. Maybe let's go on Envato Elements like I always do. I need to get sponsored by them, hopefully soon. We'll never know. Alright, so let's just say collage. You know what? Let me have a quick look at my inspo folder on my phone. I always do that when I'm bored. Okay, so I've been on Instagram looking at different things, trying to find some different inspiration. Got all sorts over here. Tyler Spangler on Instagram, he's a big inspiration for me. There's all sorts of different collages, really nice ones. Vertigo artography here, as you can see, really cool. Look at that needle and the thread through a lightning bolt. Really cool. Obviously Elvis there. Black collage on Instagram as well. I've got a special guest, by the way. You want to see him? Special guest. He wants to join me apparently. We'll let him play, why not? Okay, so let's have a look quickly. Mountains, we'll just think of something as we're looking through the inspiration. Bath, okay. I like the idea of clouds or some kind of landscape environment. So something like that would be really cool, but it'll take a bit more work. We want to make something nice and simple for today. So we're going to use maybe 2 or 3 layers, make it very simple, and then yeah, we'll get cracking. But for now, I'm gonna end the recording. Okay, so I did some research and I found some assets, and we're gonna be using this in our digital collage. So we've got like a space background. I just found that on Google. All of these stuff are on Google or like stock images websites, but obviously I'm just gonna put this out for now. Things with collage, you might be using various other pieces of people's art. So what you wanna do is try and modify that as much as possible to make it your own piece. Obviously, if it's a large, substantial amount that's not yours, you can't claim that, it's not your work. But for now, we're just gonna do something for educational purposes. So we've got a little image of space here. It's very easy to find these, just Google images, space, background, or whatever. And I found this gentleman here with a suit, old school. And then what I decided to do in honor of my guest, I'm gonna use a cat head here. I'm gonna cut his head out and put a cat head there. And then we're gonna put him in a bus stop on top of an asteroid in space. So that's the idea behind it. And yeah, for now, what we're gonna do is cut them all out and then layer them on top of each other. I'm gonna make another video where I show you guys how to cut things out a little bit better, but for now I'm just gonna do it, cut back when I'm done, and then I'll show you guys how I'm gonna layer them. So we're gonna keep this collage nice and simple. Okay, so be right back. Okay, so I've made all my cutouts, and yeah, here we go. We've got the space, and what I've done is I've cut out the bust up. There you go. It's a bit of a rough cutout, but for now we'll just use it. And then I cut out the rock and I put it there, and then I cut out the cat's head by itself, and I cut out the man, so there he is, headless. Obviously I'm gonna put the cat on top of his head, and I've also cut out his hat. So there you go, the gentleman's hat there, which is pretty interesting. So now we're gonna put that all together. So I've already positioned the rock on Photoshop. You can just Control T or Command T on Mac, Control T on Windows, and we'll put that right on the bottom right here, and then we've got the bust up here. We're gonna just slap that on top for now, and then we're gonna get the man and his hat. You know what? We'll sort out the cat's head first. So we're gonna get the cat's head. I forgot to cut out the man's thingy, but anyway, we'll position it right like this. Something a bit silly, but it's just a bit of fun. So there you go. There's the cat's on the man's head. We'll make that a bit bigger, just to match his head size a bit. Control T or Command T again to free transform. That's what happens. And then we'll put the hat on top of the cat's head, like this. Just have a bit of fun with it. Yeah. It's okay to have his ears poking out. I don't mind. He's a cat. Actually, we'll figure something out. What we'll do is we'll just take out his ears real quick by using the mask tool. We'll get the brush and make the color black, and there's a mask here, and then what I'm going to do is just going to mask it out like this. Very simple, very easy. But for now, there's the cat and the gentleman there. I'm going to group them all together like this, and I'm going to call Control G or Command G to group together on Photoshop, and then let me just rename him real quick. You can convert that to a smart object so we can manipulate that after. And we'll call him Gentle Cat for now. And there he is. So now I can just move him around because he's grouped together. And I'm going to put him on top of the rock, but in front of below the bust up. And then we're going to reduce his size quite a lot. Okay. So we'll put him on top of the bust up as well. Just so there you go. Bust up looks pretty small compared to him, but I like what we're doing with. But I like what we're doing right now. So for now, all we're gonna do is try and fix the colors now, because the colors are a bit off. So what we can do is put a gradient on the rock, because the rock is very weird right now. So what we're gonna do is just put a gradient on the rock. So we'll go basic here on the gradients. I'll start again here. So go here, and you can add a gradient map to the rock. We'll delete that. A gradient map layer, and then we'll go to the basic option here, click on the transparent one, and then we'll clip that to the rock itself, and then we'll get a mask on this as well, and we'll use a brush, make it bigger, use the B, and then we're gonna quickly do that, and then we'll lower the opacity of this whole gradient map. So there you go. It seems like there's a shadow at the bottom of the rock here. And then brush. We'll change the color to white so it reveals a bit. So it seems like there's a bit of a thing going on right there. And then another thing that we're going to do is change the color. We're going to change the hue and saturation, probably make it a bit darker. Clip that to the rock so you can see now there's a bit of something going on. And then we're gonna like make it a bit more grey, yeah, and maybe change the color a bit so it's a bit more red, like a Mars rock or something. So there's the rock, and we'll group that all together. That's just the rock there. Okay, nice and quick. I'm moving very quickly here, and then the bust up. What we're gonna do? I'm feeling lazy, so I'm gonna use another gradient map just to hide the colors a bit. So I'm gonna clip that to that. And then we're gonna make it a nice bright blue bust up there. Let's say, not blue, let's find some kind of grey or something. Nice grey bust up like that. And what this does, it just masks out any of the weird colors in there that have messed up the background a bit. I don't really like that, so let's see, red. It's very random, but let's just go basic actually, black and white. Nope, I don't like that either. So just find a different color, something that you like. We'll settle on something like this, maybe here. I need to add a bit of a shadow underneath the bust up, so I'm gonna so I can do so. Control J or Command J will make a copy of the whole layer set or the group, and then we'll make that the shadow layer. And then what we're going to do is we're going to make that into a smart object. I'll show you. Right click, smart object, and that means that you can manipulate it a lot easier without damaging anything. And then I'm going to Control T or Command T to free transform, flip the whole thing so it's like this, and then we'll just mess around with it a bit. We can do something like this, warp it a bit. Here we go. Alright, so now this gentleman as well, I think I want to mess him around a bit. We'll change his colors a bit. We're going to give him a gradient map as well. Let's say a red or a purple or something. A red. He's a man with flamboyance, a character, you know. Nice bit of color there. Okay, so there's our guy. There's the bust up. I think we'll add another hue saturation layer. We'll just clip it to the bust up. Okay, so that's the main collage done basically, and all I've done is mess around with the colors a bit, trying to make some shadows and make some colors look a bit more vivid and a bit more fantasy-esque. And then what we're going to do now is we're going to group them all together, and then what we're going to do is create a new layer, Control Shift Alt and E. And then I'm going to make that smart object. It's just random, you don't need to do this, but and then what we're going to do is filter gallery, and we'll mess around with the styling a bit, make it a bit more grainy maybe. Just to add a bit more grain into the picture, so it's a bit of a random one. Okay, so that's basically our collage. I've added a bit of grain, random cat on a asteroid waiting for a bus or something. And yeah, very simple collage when you actually break it down. All it is one cat figure, one bust up, a space background, and suddenly you've got a collage. It's a bit random, but it's very simple. I just made it a lot more complicated than it should be by trying to add all these shadows and color correcting the things and stuff. For now, just keep it like that. We'll do this. I'm also going to add this finishing touch by adding this final layer on top, just to make the background look a bit more interesting, I think. So something like this. Yeah, I like that. And we'll get a mask, brush it out, and just remove it from the area here. Okay, there we go. So that's our collage. Catman in a suit, with a bust up, waiting for some kind of transport in space. Yeah, that's the collage. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. There's the digital collage I made. I didn't know what I was gonna make, to be honest. I just freestyled finding things on the internet and putting them all together. Normally I'll take a lot more time, and I advise you guys to take a lot more time cutting things out, thinking about where you're gonna put them properly, and then thinking about how you're gonna make the shadows look realistic, make the colors look realistic, but that's for another tutorial. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. The next video from me will be an intro to Photoshop course episode. So as I promised last week, but yeah, I'm gonna be planning it out properly, and I'm gonna be using a lot more editing, and I'm gonna be taking my time with it and hopefully making it into something really special. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. It's been your boy Mohammed Imam, aka MIVisuals, back here again with the blueprint in Ramadan. I'm parched right now, but yeah, we're grinding through it. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.